These are some common mistakes that people make when starting out with Seint. So I'm going to give you a few troubleshooting issues. If you are noticing streakiness, if you are noticing separation on your skin, that could be a few things. So that could be one, cream makeup does not need a primer. So if you're used to using a primer or you put your skincare on directly before your makeup application, you're gonna wanna give it a little bit of time. So especially a moisturizer. If you're still having trouble with your moisturizer, a lot of moisturizer has silicone. Silicone is not good for your skin, so you should really rethink using a silicone at all. Most primers have a silicone in them. Silicone is actually going to sit into your pores, and while most primers are pore refining, they're actually sitting in your pores, and over time they're expanding your pores. So it's good to get away from those. So with the 3D foundation, anything from Seint, you do not want to use a silicone. A silicone is going to make something slip off of your face. So if you are oily skin, that is what I am, so I can tell you my foolproof method. I use a clearing serum in the morning, wash my face, use a clearing serum, and I put a mineral sunscreen. I do not use a moisturizer in the morning. There is enough moisture naturally in my skin as well as in my makeup because of the creams. So I don't need to use a moisturizer, and I highly recommend anybody with oily skin actually trying to get away from it. You don't need it. You need to moisturize, but mainly at night. So get away from that. I love mineral sunscreens. Mineral sunscreens, if you have not attempted to use a mineral sunscreen, you will feel the difference. I love the Versed one. Ulta MD is a really good one as well. They both go on. They do not have silicones in them. They're going to protect your skin from the sun, and they're not going to have a heavy feel. I feel like that's why a lot of people don't use sunscreen, because of that heavy feel. We're not going to get it with these. So the Versed and the Ulta MD, highly recommend for sunscreen, oily or dry skin. If you have dry skin and you're seeing patchiness, it means you do need to moisturize. Again, you want to moisturize before. You don't want to moisturize directly before. You want to at least give 5 minutes for your products to sit in there. But you want us to stay away from any oils. You want to stay away from any silicones. You want to stay away from every heavy creams. You just want to naturally, lightly moisturize. So another problem with oily skin might be that you need to add a powder. Powders are definitely not necessary with this makeup. There's two options. There is our pressed powder, and then we don't have a loose powder, but I absolutely love, a few that I really like is the Laura Mercier. I love the under eye brightening. I think it's a very finely milled, but you can't go wrong with her regular one either. That you're going to want to set under your eyes and then mostly here. If you're wearing a mask, if you're in the healthcare field, if you're wearing a mask all day, you are going to want to set down here. This is our Power Powder brush. We have it in a set with our powder. It's awesome. It is made for powder. This side here, you're just gonna pat it under your eyes and down in here. It's a more dense side. This side is made for loose powder, really great for loose powder, but if you're going to be wearing a mask and you need to set down in here, this is awesome to apply pressed or loose powder with this side. So if you need to add a powder, not typically something that I would recommend to begin with, but if you're experiencing that and you have oily skin, it's a game changer. So the Vanilla Dust setting powder or Laura Mercier setting powder, whatever you prefer. So I'm gonna go in and do this side. Again, this is the Power Powder brush. Never want to drag, you just want to pat. This side is great for the rest of your face. This side is awesome and made for the under eyes and down around the nose. That's going to help with any staying power. Also, the Perfector. So the Perfector is a sponge, and this is going to help blend, remove any excess product, absorb any oils on your skin, and you're just going to go like this after you've applied your Seint. You can use this to blend as well. This is a very easy, like travel friendly, grab one brush, take this with you. You can put your makeup on in the cheetah hack form, and you can go in and blend it with this. So this is like a little makeup must have. It's really nice for touching up if you have larger pores. You take this and you kind of bounce it like this. I do, so I typically do this in my makeup application, and you're just pressing that product right into your skin. So that's the Perfector. This does come, so it's a dry makeup sponge, and you're going to wet it. You're going to wring it out like this, almost to the point where it's dry. You just want to feel cold and you want it to be bouncy. So I kind of do this, and then I squeeze it in a towel, and then it's good to go. You do want to wash this. Depending on how you use it. If you're using it to apply or blend your makeup, you're gonna wanna wash it once a week. If you are using it to just kind of set anything like this, I wash mine about once a month. Once you see it starting to crack, you are gonna wanna get a new one. So they suggest getting a new one every 3 to 6 months. Really depends on how much you use it. I feel like mine lasts me about 3 months. So as long as you're keeping it clean, you can go even longer, maybe even a year. So I would definitely recommend after a year getting a new one, but that's what this Perfector is. So those are just a few tips if you're having any settling issues, staying issues, anything like that. Any questions, absolutely feel free to reach out to me. We can kind of troubleshoot things. Maybe the color is just not working out for you, or whatever the case may be. So reach out to me, let me know. Hope these tips help. And remember, always, 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 less is more. Put your foundation on, put your 3D foundation on, and go back and spot treat after the fact. Don't spot treat before, you're just wasting product. It's probably gonna blend together anyway, could pick up into the brush. So you just wanna put on your one layer, see really what filters out. I'm sure you'll be surprised as to what filters out. And then you're going to go back and either use your finger or a smaller dense side of one of the brushes, and you're just gonna pat a little bit more of your main highlight on top. So try to keep your foundation into one layer. Remember, you don't wanna overlap. If you're putting your foundation all over your face, your lighter color, and then you're putting your contour on, you may get a muddy color. That is because the lightness and the darkness, it's making that contour a little lighter. So you're gonna get a muddy, dirty look. So that might mean that you're overlapping your product. If you are overlapping your product, I highly suggest one of the cheetah or tribal pattern hacks. It's gonna be your easiest way to remember not to overlap things and put the product right where you need them. So check out my 2 videos on that to see how to do those. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to help. Have a good day.